We all make mistakes, and here are some of the mistakes I made in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Let's get started. As you clear up thorns around the world, you will get Dreamshards. You can convert these Dreamshards into Dreamlight at the crafting station, but you should never do this because those thorns respawn really slowly. Dreamlight is easy to get if you put your mind to it. Without spoiling too much, you will need Dreamlight shards for a couple quests in the game, so just save them. You'll thank me later. And hey, who knows what other uses for these may be in the future. This is a simple but really important one. Do not forget that you can move almost every building or item in this game. So if you think Scrooge McDuck's store is just way too big and it's in the way, just move it somewhere else. But you can do more than just move buildings. You can move teleportation wells, goofy stalls, and even all of the trees. Take full advantage of this to maximize your playthrough by either making it look amazing or placing things in the perfect spot to save as much time as possible, like placing all the fruit trees in one specific spot for easy collection, or placing the teleportation wells really close to the stalls to easily buy seeds. Eventually, you will be able to unlock and fully restore Mona's boat and Wally's garden. Fully restoring these features costs an absolute ton of money, but it is worth it as fish will respawn here every 6 minutes and crops will automatically grow and be ready for harvesting. But all of that money is completely wasted if you do not use them. For Mona's boat, it just takes a couple seconds to quickly grab the free fish and drop them into a chest. It will take a little bit more effort for Wally's garden, but since it grows a wide variety of crops here, it's extremely helpful if you want to try and craft every type of food in the game. Use the previous tip to make it easier by placing those teleportation wells right next to them for easy access. You will be hitting many rocks in the game. If it's not for stone to craft things, then it's for daily Dreamlight duties. And over time, you will amass quite a few rare gems. Now, in the early game, Scrooge gives you a quest that asks you to sell these gems. And you will often get Dreamlight duties that require you to sell some of these gems, but that should be the only time that you ever sell any of these. In fact, you should even avoid giving these as gifts because there are already so many quests that require very specific gems, and if you don't already have them, then you might have to grind for a long time. So just hold on to them, especially since new areas and characters are coming and we might need them. Making money is already pretty easy with crops. We don't need to lose our precious gems. I will say that you can give gems to characters with odd professions like digging or foraging, as those are a bit harder to level up. I am guilty of this mistake. Fishing in this game is really easy, like it's almost effortless. That is, if you know one simple trick, only clicking when the bar is green. Sounds simple, right? But there is plenty of time between the bar getting green and you failing to click in time. So you do not have to pre-click. You do not have to hit it as soon as it turns green. If you try to predict or pre-click, it will fail more often than it succeeds. I struggled a ton with fishing until I stopped pre-clicking. Now it is as easy as can be. I made a massive mistake. Learn from me. So I just made a bunch of money off of a big sale of pumpkins. Like a massive sale. And then I tried upgrading my house. And I saw that I can add more floors. It was cheap, so I kept adding floors. And then it just didn't stop. I could just keep adding more floors. I wanted to test and see how many floors I could get. Well, it turns out that it starts off cheap. And then it starts to get expensive fast, like really expensive. The truth is, we do not need this many floors. Don't do what I did unless you are absolutely loaded. It's just not worth it. I am sure that you know that we can get a little companion to follow us around. Most of us have the free companion from playing the game in early access. But did you know that you can collect and get more companions? And it's really easy. Any critter that you find around the world can be a companion. All you need to do is give them their favorite gift 2 times. Remember that you can only gift a specific companion once every 24 hours. So it will take at least 2 days to convince them to be your companion. Now go collect them all. Clay is similar to seaweed. You never know when you suddenly need a ton of the stuff and it's hard to get, right? We will need clay for either crafting furniture, a couple quests, and without spoiling, we will need 100 pieces of clay for a single quest. So yeah, we need a lot of stuff. But clay is not something that can be infinitely farmed like seaweed, because the best way to get clay is by digging dirt in the glade of trust with a digger companion. The problem is there are only so many tiles that you can dig, and redigging the same tile has a much lower chance of dropping clay. So it's best to do it a little bit every day until you have stockpiled enough. The game is a little bit similar to Animal Crossing, as time in the game is controlled by time in the real world. But this game has one fatal flaw. If you play the game at night, it will be night in the game. So if you always play at the same time, like after work, then it will always be night. And yeah, it's really annoying and frustrating, and you might want to change the time on your PC or console so that you can actually play the game during the day. But do not do that. Never do it. It will break things, and the devs are not prioritizing bugs caused by changing the time. Hopefully they make the day-night cycle a toggle in the future. But for now, we will just have to work with what we have. So, I am a pretty lazy person, so I only plant all of my crops right over here in front of my house. But this is actually a bad idea, especially if you're trying to maximize your potential earnings, because each biome in the game can cause different seeds to grow faster. If you are looking to become rich quickly, plant those pumpkin seeds in the Forgotten Lands. You can easily tell if the seeds will grow faster by this little indicator arrow when trying to plant a seed. Coal, wood, these things are kind of hard to get, right? Well, they are not hard to get, it just takes a lot of effort since we can only really get a few of them at a time. And it is time consuming. But it doesn't have to be. Just befriend Kristoff and Maui as soon as you can. I completely ignored them for some reason, but if you befriend them and do their quests, you will unlock a new stall that sells crafting materials. Look at that! Coal is not that hard to get anymore. Just buy it with all of the excess gold that you don't even know what to do with. Do you want to learn how to automatically plant and harvest crops hands-free? Check this video out to learn how. Thanks for watching, but for now, I will see you in the next video.